Hello everyone, welcome to Science and Environment series with Dr. Vedran. Hope you are doing well. Topic for today's discussion is an emerging technology which is gaining acceptability. Recently, even in Ludhiana, this method has been advocated by prominent agriculturists. So we'll be dwelling on the topic of aquaponics. What exactly is the concept all about and what are the potential benefits of adopting this technology? So this theme is involved, and we have seen in UPSC prelims this year, agriculture section has started to dominate. So there is no harm in knowing new concepts which are emerging and which hold promise for promoting organic farming, because that's the buzzword at the moment. We had enough of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. So we have to adopt to some innovative technologies to address the twin problems of pollution as well as the rising population which demands fresh food. So first of all, let's just decode the term aquaponics. So this is a hybrid term. It integrates two commonly used techniques which are already exist. The first one is aquaculture, which refers to rearing of fishes and other aquatic animals for commercial reasons. And ponics here is referring to the hydroponics techniques, the emerging technique which is growing plants without soil. It is used to raise plants only in an aquatic medium. So in a way, it just overcomes geographical barriers and the soil barriers which are pertinent, because we all know plants when are growing in specific soils, for example say black soil or say alluvial, they require nutrients, and those nutrients are required by plants in ionic form. So in hydroponics, those nutrients are directly supplied in water bodies, so in reducing the need for the typical soil medium. So it combines the advantages of both these innovative systems so that it's a win-win situation for the farmers who are adopting this technique. So in a way, we can say aquaponics can be defined as a symbiotic combination between the aquaculture and hydroponics, combining the best of both the worlds. Now, if I am using the word symbiotic, there must be some benefit associated with the two living entities involved. So first of all, when plants are growing, they need the nutrients. So there are two ways: either we could supply them artificially, which is going to be a costly affair. But what if the common material which they require is ammonia? So fishes, commonly the freshwater fishes, release ammonia directly into the water through their excretory. So in this medium, the waste which is being generated by these aquatic species or some other, you could even raise some other aquatic animals, that would be used as a nutrient for these plants for their growth. And in a way, when they are and the fresh water which is also required will also be provided by this ecosystem. In a way, it's not that it's going to be a water intensive technique, because they will create a closed system in which water is being continuously recycled to maintain the hygiene as well, and it will have plethora of advantages for both the systems. So you can say that this method is going to be an economical method. Yes, initially the setup may cost something, but eventually in long run it's a win-win situation, and you could get returns not only from the aquaculture but also from the crops and the vegetables which you are raising. So let's go a little deeper. What are the benefits? Because any technology, if it needs to be adopted on a larger scale, needs acceptance, and there should be some selling points as well. The first and foremost is it directly reduces need for chemical fertilizers, because just like I highlighted, the waste generated by these aquatic species would be automatically served as a, you could say, the nutrient for the growing plants, and the nitrogen being the main macronutrient which is required by plants, it does the need. Secondly, you will not going to use the harmful, the complex chemical pesticides, because if you are using that, could damage the aquatic life. So in this case, you will be tempted not to use those adverse chemicals. So in a way, this method is tailor-made to promote the organic farming technique. Thirdly, the water is not being excessively wasted, it is being recycled, and even the filtration is being carried out, because the waste which is being generated in this system is being filtered by the plant with the help of microorganisms. Biogeochemical cycling is operating at a micro level, and in a way you are conserving the water. And there are studies which have been carried out, and they clearly have highlighted that compared to traditional farming, if you would have carried out these two methods, they are just occupying just 12% of the space. And the buzzword and the concept of more crop per drop is being applied here. So even if you are using this theme as one of the innovative technology to address the growing food problem or the land scarcity, you could use this buzzword, more crop per drop, and this is where the technique becomes more acceptable. And another benefit is, since there is no soil, the typical pests and the predators which used to damage the crops are no longer there, so there is a additional benefit. And also, since the nutrient quantity are being provided naturally, so the overall growth is going to be almost in the optimum level. Yes, the risks are always there of the waterborne or some new diseases emerging, but then technology will take care of it, and it's always easier to manage such things at a closed system as compared to an open system. So in a way, we can say this will be in long run a cost-effective technology as well, and the benefit of the fresh vegetables, or you could say the crops being served, is additional benefit, and it can be recommended as for vertical farming methods which are gaining ground in urban cities as well. So the list can go on, but these are some of the macro benefits which you should ideally be focusing on. Yes, the costly, or you could say the technique, has been there for almost now 3-4 decades. The first paper was out in 1980s, and some of the Southeast Asian countries have been experimenting with this, but slowly and slowly this technique is penetrating at India as well, and lot of formal agriculture universities are now saying that the time has come to maximize, and we all know the blue economy is also on government's agenda. So it's a new theme, and even a pre-question or easy one could be framed, because a lot of students might confuse aquaponics with aeroponics or hydroponics. So once again, the hydroponics is a system in which just you are using the water to raise the plant. There is no animal aquatic species whatsoever in it. In aeroponics, you grow it in the air without the water, the spray of nutrients is there. So make sure these basic terminologies of aquaculture, aquaponics, pisciculture, and the hydroponics are clear in your mind. So I hope the concept of aquaponics is more or less clear to you. If you have any specific doubts, you can ask them in comment section. I will try to answer them. I hope this session was useful in some way, enriching your knowledge. Thank you very much.